Today, Houston's chapter of the Food Not Bombs have collected their 19th ticket for feeding the homeless, today in which we fed over 80. Since March 1st of this year, Mayor Sylvester Turner has criminalized the feeding of people in public, as well as other efforts to remove the homeless encampments within Houston, such as sweeps. His actions are wrong and heinous, and should be changed, and Houston's Food Not Bombs will collect as many tickets as we need until there is one. We will continue to protest this law and continue to feed people that are hungry.
Another big city. Now, Houston has police officers readily and regularly citing folks that are helping feed homeless folks on the streets. This group is called Food Not Bombs. That seems pretty intimidating. In fact, quite violent. We need some police officers to make sure we stop this. Here's a couple of the posts that they put up as they've been getting ticketed quite normally. Benjamin, on March 1st, he caught it. Philip also caught it a couple days later. Sherry and also Rebecca then caught it a few days afterwards because they haven't learned their lesson yet. You're not supposed to help anyone in need in this country. What you're supposed to do is stomp on them, walk by, call the cops, and hope that they murder them. That's what we're supposed to do in this country. So this is what the Food Not Bombs work is doing and what they've been talking about with these interactions with cops. So sharing food with 6 or more homeless individuals outdoors could lead to a $2,000 fine and jail time in Houston. But a federal lawsuit filed by a Harris County man this week looks like they're trying to change this, quote, cruel law. This lawsuit has also been filed by this group so they can get a little bit more justice and maybe some freedom in this country. Benjamin Franklin Craft-Rendon, a member of the Houston Food Not Bombs since 2012, was issued a citation on Wednesday for violating the city's anti-food sharing ordinance. So he filed this lawsuit on Thursday, arguing that that ordinance is unconstitutional, vague, too broad, and violates the First Amendment's protections for free speech and freedom of assembly. Maybe, Dan, if they told the cops, hey, no, I'm not giving them food, I'm giving them handguns and also some bullets, then they'd be like, oh, that's fine. You can hand them all that you want. That's cool. This is what we're looking for in this country.
Free markets, yes. Free food, no. Like, what? Something Christian values. These are people who constantly talk about all these parts of religion, but increasingly more that veil is always used for, I have my right as a person who's practicing religion to take other people's rights away. It's not even towards, hey, there are great parts about the religion as well. Like we care about feeding the needy and we care about charity and we care about looking inward and family and all those other different things. In the political space, it's only being used as a guise for taking away rights. It's so hard to argue. And you know, there's a bunch of systemic things on city and local levels, like ordinances that make zoning difficult so you can't build new houses. Sure. But an anti-feeding rule, that is dystopian. That's insane. It's illegal to feed someone who needs to be fed. It's illegal to give someone water in the city of Houston. That's what that homelessness ordinance is doing. And it's cruel and inhumane, if not unconstitutional. So yeah, I hope they challenge it, and I'm glad that there are folks there on the ground who are doing what, quite frankly, the Democratic Party is absolutely failing to do there down locally in Houston. Because that's ridiculous.
So this is the thing, though. Look, maybe the reasons behind the reasons why they don't want homeless folks to be fed, you know, just like restaurants may throw out tons and tons of leftover food at the end of a night, and there's no way they'd give it to folks in need, perfectly good food, instead we'll waste and destroy it, is because we don't want folks to then come around. We don't want them to get comfortable in this one particular location or then come back looking for more. It's a bad look. No one wants to deal with maybe loitering people outside in front of an establishment. It could cool off business, whatever it is. This is just generally on the street. And even with that argument, where do they think folks are going? So there's that thought. But then where do you think folks are going? Do you think they go, oh, yeah, that's right, I was hungry, but now that I can't get any food, I'm just never going to eat again and I'll be perfectly fine? There's no answer afterwards. So if you have an issue with all this stuff, that's cool to have an issue with. But then what are we doing about it as a society? We're just on the punitive side and then say these non-humans apparently will disappear as long as I close my eyes and plug my ears. I'll never have to deal with them ever again. That's the end game of our enforcement here when it comes to folks that are less fortunate and many times are victims of this capitalistic system that's got them in that position.